Hi everyone. This video is about building this outdoor workbench miter saw station. Yeah, I've got a bunch of rough sawn cedar 1x4s, and I'm ripping them down to 2.5 inches. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm making some columns out of them. I'll show you. Yeah, I've ripped them down to 2.5 inches. 2.5 plus 1 is going to make 3.5, give or take, I don't know, a 16th or whatever. But yeah, that's going to make 3.5 inches. And then I can use the 1x4s, which I'm going to rip at 3.5 to make like all the connecting pieces. So I'm going to make a bunch of these columns and build an outdoor workbench. I'm continuing on working on the outdoor bench project. I've made 3 of these, and maybe it would be good to show how I assembled them. I think I'll do that. For the back leg, I made this post, which is 3.5 by 3.5, and then I put these cleats on. So I made these pieces as well, and these are going to go on like that. And I made all these the same size so that everything would be uniform in the proper dimension. So these are going to rest on the cleats. I think I have to replace this board right here. It's a little bit spongy, but and then the front leg. Yeah, so goes together like that. After I have these 3 in place, I'm going to make the cross members to join them together. And I'll show you that when we get there. At the bottoms of the workbench, because there's these cavities here, I've cut these 1x1 pieces of wood, and they're going to act like adjustable feet. So I can put these in here and then put some screws in to adjust the feet. And I'll do that for all of them. Eventually I'm going to have these sitting on some just some pavers, and then because it's an outdoor bench, I was thinking that, you know, there might be some movement in the freeze thaw cycle, so I'll need something to help keep the bench level. I pre-drilled a hole and put some screws in just to hold these in place now. If I need to adjust the height of these, then I can just take the screw out and adjust the height and then put the screw back in. Now that I have these 3 bases built, I'm going to work on connecting them. So I'm going to have from that point to that point, and from there to there. And then I left the backs of them high so I can build a roof off of that. And I haven't quite figured it out yet, but I have a pretty good idea. Yeah, we'll just keep going. So I'm making the horizontal members for the outdoor workbench, and I'm making roughly about 5 feet long, and then I'm just fastening these shorter pieces in the ends, so that'll this will give us our spacing, and I'll show you that as I put them in. So here's that. This is the piece assembled. There, now I can see my face. Yeah, this is the piece assembled. I made a bunch of these that are all the same. So when it goes in place, everything is the same size. Anyways, I'll put this in, I'll film it. Now, the other thing I was thinking about was getting some pavers, some 1x1 pavers, and then setting them in this gravel. But I found these stones, and I think I might use these instead. I'll just dig away some of the gravel and set these in, and then our workbench can sit right on top of this. More natural and save us a few dollars too. So we've got the back rail in place and the upper rail, and off of that I'm going to build the roof that comes out, just like a little lean-to roof. And I want to leave enough room here that the door can open and fold against the shipping container. So there's the door open, and I think that's pretty good. I've got some room at the other end. So I think I could probably move that down a little bit further. I'm going to dig some holes. I'm going to set those stones in, and then I'm going to move this workbench on top. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so I set the base of the stand on those stones, and now I'm going to backfill around the stone. And those little feet that are underneath there are adjustable. So should be good. I kind of like that. I'm working on the roof section now, and this is the rafter that I've made up. So this part is going to attach to the column, and then this part is going to butt to the column. This bottom part, I'll fasten it in place. This is the second run. The first run, my overhang ended up being too low, and I would have been bumping my head, so I had to raise it up and change the angle. But it's working out pretty good now. This is the top part of the rafter. I'm going to be running some, what would you call them, like purlins, this way to fasten the galvanized metal sheathing that I have. But I think I'm going to fill this in this way so that when I put the rafters on, there's something to fasten it to, instead of trying to find these thin rafters. So I'm going to do that. So this is what the rafter looks like now. I've just put another board on the face for when I put the I've got a lot of area that I can put screws in to hold it in place. But I'll show you that when we get there. Hi everyone. So we're continuing on with our workbench build here, and I've got these metal sheathing, and they're 8 feet in length, and I'm gonna cut them in half, and that's gonna go on the roof for the workbench, the outdoor workbench. So that's kind of where we're at. I'm going to cut these and then install them. I've got these sheets cut now, and I cut 3 8-foot sheets in half, so that's going to give me 6 4-foot pieces, and that'll be enough to cover the roof. I'll show you that once I start installing these sheets. But I've gone ahead and marked out, and I'm going to pre-drill the holes, and I'm going to use these roofing screws that have like a little rubber washer on them to fasten the sheathing to the rafters that I have up there. I have my first piece just clamped in place. I'm wondering if I can work from the center and then go out to the ends instead of starting at one end. I'm going to see how that goes. But I got the holes pre-drilled. I think maybe I'll just tack that one and then start on the next sheet. So there's one side done. I'll just do the other side now. And I just lap this one sheet. I don't know if you can see that. I can't see it through the camera, but there's a lap there instead of cutting the sheet. So I'll do the other half, and then I'll fasten it all in place. All right, so the roof is on now. It's just tacked. I have to go back and put screws in where I pre-drilled all the holes. And then I'm going to fill those gables in and beef them up a little bit. And then I'll get back to working on the bench. This bench is primarily for my miter saw and maybe just a station where I can put some things together. Inside my shipping container is really tight, so this space will be very useful. I've finished up the outdoor workbench now, and I'll just go over a couple of more things that I've added. To finish the workbench top, I use some 2x6s, 1, 2, 3, and then in between I put a 1x4. This is my miter saw. It's a really good one. But I added these there on the end and also over here. And that's to raise up any material that I'm cutting to the same height as the deck of the miter saw. If I was to cut that 4x4, then those add-ons right there would help support it. I've added those boards on the bottom. They're just to help with spacing, and that's going to be storage down there. And then I've added that backing board. That's going to be for, I guess, fastening things and displaying things as I need them. So this is pretty much a wrap for the outdoor workbench miter saw station. My name is Eric. I'm a carpenter, and I just like to make things and put it on YouTube. Well, thanks for watching my videos, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.